Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. What we're going to look at here is just a little tiny cam lock. A lot of the time the difference between older locksmiths and younger locksmiths is sometimes the younger locksmiths, they throw their hands up, say I don't have this expensive equipment, I can't do that, all these sorts of things. Older locksmiths have older skills and ways of getting things done. Before they had all these fancy key machines and fancy programs and all, they used to do things all by eye and mostly by hand. Which is something a lot of the younger generation don't actually know too much about. So first of all, I was speaking to a locksmith not long ago and I said just cut it this way, and he says, oh, I don't have a code machine, I can't do it. Code machines do range in price from anywhere from 5,000 to 25,000 and above, and sometimes when you're doing a little key like this it can actually be quicker just to do it by hand. So on this occasion I said, oh look, here's your cuts, here's your spacing, go for it. And they said, oh no, I can't do it, and it was kind of a no can do situation. Now for me, I think that's a little bit you know, the easy way out, when all you have to do really is just mark your key and do it manually. You can do it with a file or you can do it with a pair of clippers, and these don't cost $5,000 a set, and you can produce a key just as good. Now the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to look at our Instacode. So if you're out on the field and somebody takes a photo of this information and sends it to you, you can cut the key from the number. So the number here, for example, is F41. Now if the person was asking wanted this code, I could have just taken a photo on my mobile, sent it to them, and they should have been able to produce a key within about 5 minutes flat most of the time. So from here what we do is we look at it and we start to gauge our spacing, because I'm going to make the key right now. First of all, it's good to put a bit of a mark on the key. You can use a lighter or you can use a pan or a marking thing. We put just a little bit of blackness on the key, a little bit of soot. I'm just doing it under the table because the wind's blowing it round. By doing that, it gives us something to kind of scribe and gives us a bit of place to start. Now you can do it with a ruler. I like to use vernier calipers. The first one across they're asking us for is 250, and I'll show you on how long this takes and how hard it is to actually do. 250. This will give us the center of our cuts. And this is a very handy way of doing things. If your key machine breaks down, blows a belt, or you're on a job and you know you don't have the fancy key machines, you do it this way. So I've used the vernier calipers there and I've just put a little mark in, which I can't see at all. Hopefully I can see that mark. Yep, I can see that mark right there. There's my first mark. I really should have used it, but actually you know what, I'm going to use this pen. I'll start again, use this pen. Marking out's probably the most important part. So we're gauging from the shoulder here, and we want our first one, which is 250. Beautiful mark. 450. Moving up to 450. Very close, 446, 451, lining up from the shoulder. Okay, 650, 647, close enough. 3 marks, we've got 3 to go. 850. Little bit by little bit, almost there. 850 on the money. Lining up from my shoulder. Got my mark. 1050. Now all locks are different spacing, different locks. So don't take these measurements and think it's going to work on your standard mailbox, because you'll probably find it's different. There's our 1050, and now we'll go to 1250. But this is a particularly easy type of lock to do. Like there's only well, there's six depths right there, and those marks are all you really need from this point on, because when you look at this, the 1 cut is a no cut, the 3 cut is in the middle, and the 4 cut the 2 cut is in the middle, so it's in between the top and the bottom. See this bottom rail right here? And then that's it, 3 cuts right down the bottom. So we're going to start off by doing a 2 cut, Now I only need to really do one side of this, then I can duplicate it. So we're going to start off just by doing a little 2-cut here. So I know a 2-cut's halfway in the middle. I'm just going to do this by eye and show you if this key works or not. Then they want a 3, a 3 and a 3, so we're going to go triple 3, and we know that 3 is right down the bottom. 1, 2, 3, and then they have a 2, which sorry, a 1, which is a no cut, and then they have a 2, which is about halfway. So even the 2s, I'm not really doing anything, I'm just roughly guesstimating it, because they're not the most precise lock in the world. So there we are, there we've cut the key. Now I've only cut one side, so it should only work on one side, and there we have it. Look at that. It's a little bit rough. I could probably get my file in there and just smooth these edges over so it goes in a little bit nicer, because these are kind of sharp cuts. But that lock is working now, and that took me a whole of maybe 2 to 3 minutes to do, and I didn't need a code machine. And if you look at the quality of these cuts right here, have a look at that. With a little bit of smoothing, those cuts are just as good as what you'd see on a code machine. Now if I want to double second guess myself and see how close did I really get doing it by eye with my cuts, let's look at the 1 cut, and the 1 cut should be 640. Go to 0, 640. I didn't do that cut, so the key blank's point, so 0.06 higher, half a mil, which is fine. And then the 2 cut should be 570. So 0.8 of a mil under there. Let's check out our 3 cuts, which we're just doing clearly by eye. It should be 360, and we're up to 360. No, there should be 500. Sorry, 500. So we're a little bit low on those ones there. There should be 500, and we're about, oh there we go, that one's spot on. Spot on. So there's 2 cuts there on that key which are a little bit low, but in all essence it's working and it's done the job, and it's a passable key. So yeah, it can be done. Old school method versus a $20,000 code machine. They take about the same amount of time in some cases, and sometimes, you know, doing it the old-fashioned way is just the same as doing it the new modern way. If you've got any comments or you want to whinge and complain, yeah, put it down below. And if you're one of those people that can only use a code machine, good for you. If you're one of those old schools that use a hand file and know how to use clippers and measure things and all the rest, thumbs up to you. And I look forward to your comments more so. Thanks for watching.